Hey y'all, it's your girl Bree, and on today I have a rant type of a video. Lord, give me the strength. But anyway, let me tell you what happened, right? So me and my friend, we go to get some lunch. You know the lunch special. You know how they have those takeout restaurants where you could get lunch special. So we go to the restaurant and we're I ordered my food first, and then my friend proceeds to order his food after me. Pay for my food, got my change back, waiting for my food to be cooked, and then he finally decides what he wants, and he's about to pay for his food. So just jumping into the thing that just blew my day, but it shouldn't, but kind of got me mad. The man that was cooking the food, like, that was preparing the food, he sneezed, and it didn't look like he went like this. I'm gonna need for grown people, for when they sneeze and when they cough, I'm gonna need for you to wrap it around and catch it right here in this area right there. And he didn't do that. I'm thinking, well, maybe I didn't see the whole thing because he is kind of towards the back, cooking the food. And then my friend was about to order his food, and he said he requested to put light sauce on the food, because you know how some people are particular with the way their food is prepared. He's in a Chinese restaurant, and I guess she was like, other people came in that didn't look like us, and because they came in, she was like, well, I ain't gonna really pay what he's saying on mine. Let me try to get their order. So it's like, as he was asking her something, she kind of ignored him and, like, started fulfilling the request of the other people that came in. And my whole thing is, if you're gonna do that because I guess you don't want them to wait because they just came in, there's nothing wrong with saying, hold on, didn't do that, and I feel like that was rude, right? So I'm just looking at my friend like this, because it's just, she's just being rude, and it's very blatant, very obvious that she's just being rude. And then when you kind of like confront them about it, they act like they don't know what you're talking about, right? So she got the money from the other people, the new people that walked in the store. She was doing something like with the chicken, like egg rolls. Yeah, she put the egg rolls in the thing. As she was like doing the thing, she was doing this, and she coughed. Open cough. Open, all of this cough, right? And then my friend was like, oh, H no, like, nah, I can't do it. I was like, oh my God, like, she really didn't even try to cover it or nothing, and it's like food all right here on the layout. And we're not loud or anything like that. We're not ignorant. So it's just like, everything that we were saying amongst each other was, in a very low tone of voice. So I was just like, yo, this is crazy. And then he was like, he said it to her, like, really low. He was like, I just seen you cough over the food, like, I'm not gonna pay for my food. And the man back there, he sneezed, and I didn't see him cover his sneeze or something like that. So we're just gonna go, blah blah. And he was like, and before I even asked for my money back, because I was gonna ask for my money back, because I was like, nah, I don't want to eat here no more. And he was like, she wants her money back, and I was like shaking my head like, yes, I want my money back. And then she asked me, she was like, so you don't want the chicken thing? And I shook my head no, real calm. I was like, and she gave me my money back. And it's just like, as he was telling her, she wasn't apologetic about it or nothing. And it's crazy how, like, when you're a customer, why is it that as a customer I have to feel bad when you're doing something that's wrong? It just doesn't, it does not add up to me. If I had to describe my patience is very long. I always give people the benefit of the doubt and all this other stuff, but it's just like, when it keeps happening, when you just, the rudeness, the disrespect, like just being disrespectful, and it just keeps reoccurring, it's just mind-boggling. When you're telling somebody something that I guess that bothers you or offends you, it's like, the first thing that your first reaction does not have to be an attitude. It doesn't have to be an attitude, especially if it's justified. People don't like when other people are preparing their food and you're coughing and you're sneezing, and not only that, like, we could see you doing it. It's just like, we could see you, like, the front store is open. This is not the first instance where they're rude. It's just like, with me, I don't own an establishment, but if I did, I would want my workers to greet people coming in. I guess some people don't care about that, but I do. And I feel like if a person walks into your establishment, you should at least say hi. I'm not saying that you have to be like, hey, welcome. I'm not, because I know everybody's not cheery like that. I understand it and I get it. But I feel like you should at least greet them, hello, we got lunch special, blase, whatever. And it's just like, with them, it's like they were sometimey, like they spoke when they want to speak. But I feel like it was just because of how we look. But when other people come in that don't look like us, it's a different story, and you know how that goes. So let me give you the background history. So the first incident with this restaurant that kind of like threw me through a loop, and I was like, why do we keep spending our money here? But this was the first incident, and it was when we had pulled up to the restaurant. It was kind of late. It was about to close, probably maybe 20 minutes prior. But I guess when the business is slow, they want to hurry up and they want to start cleaning. They don't see no cars coming, so they want to clean up. And there's a storefront with the windows or whatever, so you could see people that pull in or whatever, and they could see you, because I see when they was looking at us, and we was about to get out the car, and I kid you not, soon as we started walking to the restaurant. Well, I didn't start walking, my friend walked because I stayed in the car, but as soon as he started walking to the restaurant, they turned off the light. That's rude, in my opinion. Why couldn't you just let the person come in and say, we shut down our stoves, or, the cooks they're leaving, they started cleaning up. That's all you had to do. And then he could have turned around, and then we could have just went on our merry way. And it's just like, you don't care about how your customers perceive your restaurant. And you should, right? If you want to make money, if you want to continue making more money, you don't want to lose customers, but I guess to them, they probably just don't care. So that was another thing. It was rude. You don't have to turn. You see me walking right towards it, and it's like you didn't not see me. You seen. I seen your eyes. Your eyeballs see mine, and we was just like this. We was here with it, and you just gonna turn off the light, rude. That's the first incident. Second incident is when my friend asked about a sauce and was like, oh, was it prepared today or something like that? I guess versus it being prepared yesterday, because some people, some restaurants, they prepare their sauces days prior and all this other stuff. And he just asked because I guess he being particular, I didn't really care about that because I don't eat the sauce that he wanted. I didn't really care about that. And, some people have sensitive stomachs. I don't see anything wrong with asking, was it made today or yesterday? And there was a guy that works there. He took offense to it, and then he had an attitude. And then it was just you could just sense the awkward tension. Why is there an attitude because somebody's asking you about the sauce? When I go to restaurants, I try to be as simple as I can, because I know how people are. They get offended really easily and things like that. If I see something I don't like, I usually just turn. I'll let them know. But if I see that attitude arising, I'm just like, it's not even worth it. I could dip. I could dip. It's not that serious. So that was the second incident, and it's just the lady, they just be having attitudes. Why? why their attitudes? And then when you going back to I know I'm going all over the place, but I'm sorry, I'm talking fast and everything, but I'm sorry. Hopefully you could follow what I'm saying. But going back to the first incident, so they turned the light, and then we felt played. We was like, oh, it's like that. So then I think we went back probably a week later, because we was kind of fed up with that place. We wasn't gonna go back the next day, so we went back a week later or something. And my friend was telling them and acting dumbfounded, they don't know what we're saying. Oh yeah, we came walking towards it, and y'all seen us, and y'all just turned off the light. Didn't wait till nobody opened the door to come in or anything. Just turned off the light. Let people come in the store and tell them that we're closed. That's just my opinion. I feel like that's customer service. I'm not asking you for a lot. You know what I mean? I spend my money here, so I want respect. And it's just we wasn't giving respect. I'm just done with, stretching my patience for people who care less about how, they're treating us as customers. I'm done with that. So I will not be going back there anymore. If they have the review section on their the Google thing, I'm just gonna leave a review, because it's just ridiculous. And people, they treat you different when you look different, and that's the truth. I don't care what anybody says. For my opinion, I feel it rings true in my life. It really sucks, because it never has to be that serious. It's food, and people are very particular about their food, so I just cannot wrap my mind around how you're catching the attitude when you're the one coughing. I just can't. No apologies, no nothing. She gave back my money, and I just left. But I'm not going back there no more, because, like I said, there's been more than more than 2, 3 instances where it's just like rude and for no reason. I've been wanting to be done with that place, but it's crazy how like sometimes we allow things when we feel like it's convenient, even in relationships when it's convenient, or you know, like with food is cheap, so we're gonna keep going there, try to overlook the things. But I'm not overlooking it no more. Like, you're not gonna get no more of my money if you feel like you could, you know, go about things the way you want to go about it. I do not agree with it. And as we was leaving, I don't understand her language, but she was speaking in her indigenous language, and she kind of was like speaking loudly. So to me, I felt like she was kind of bad mouthing us. But speak English. Like, why can't you just speak English? Like, why are you? And that's another thing. Like, if I had an establishment and one of my customers didn't like the way, you know, service was being handled, and you know, they want their money back, or they let me know, they confronted me about the situation, I'm not gonna catch I'm not gonna be easily offended, because that's what happens. Like, you know, everybody's, as a customer, everybody's not gonna like what you did. Like, maybe you cooked the food too long, maybe the food is dry. Like, so to me, for her to badmouth us if she did do that, it's kind of weird, because it's like, we come here often, we spend our money, and you're talking about us in a bad way as we're leaving, but we spend our money here often. And I just wouldn't do that to a person who's a loyal customer, but that just shows you that they don't care about you, they care about your money. So with that being said, me and my and I'm getting over it, because they food is not even that good. Like I said, I go there because it's convenient, it's okay, it's not the best food, it's convenient, and it's cheapy. Like, it's not that much money. So let me know your thoughts. That was just my little rant for today. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.